Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 1st. We're just going to jump right in here, Scorpio. You start off with this transporter card. It says, things will manifest much sooner than you think. That's pretty crazy. All three water signs had something about basically something manifesting much sooner than they think. So, I kind of feel that some of you could be manifesting either success with the Nine of Pentacles, or you could be manifesting, some sort of certain financial success here is kind of what it looks like to me. And always with you. You cannot make this stuff up, Scorpio. Like, I don't want to go on and on and on about this, but it's like every single time I read for you for like months now, this right here, Death, Judgment. It's like, to me, I mean, you are the Death card, obviously, but I really feel like you could be breathing like new life into something that you maybe have thought about working on, or you have worked on. Like, let's say you had a business and you stopped doing it. You could be revisiting whatever that business is, or it could just be an idea as well. It's like maybe you've had an idea to write a book. Maybe you've had an idea to plant a garden. I don't care what it is. It's like, for months now, you've been getting this message that you are kind of revisiting something, or you are like breathing new life into something that you've been thinking about working on. And it's going to be very successful for you, Scorpio, like this right here. Are you kidding? I feel like some of you have some things to overcome. You have the Ten of Swords here. This could be like past trauma is what I'm getting intuitively. It's actually a very good reading minus this right here, right? And it's funny, you have Eight of Swords, Queen of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. It's kind of funny as well because I read Queen of Cups as you. I know every reader reads her as Cancer, but, in the Golden Tarot, for example, she's Scorpio. There's actually a scorpion on her card in the Golden Tarot, the Cat Black version. And, so I always read her as you, and again, there's no right or wrong here. I don't care if you read her as Cancer, but it kind of looks to me like some of you are stuck by something here. It could be in regards to your love life. Empress, Eight of Wands, Six of Cups here. It's like you're very attractive at this time. Some of you could be attracting a Cancer or a water sign into your life. Take it how it resonates. I feel like this person could change your life. They're very different than what you would normally go for, though, is what I'm getting here as well. So, like I said, take it how it resonates, but I feel like there are a lot of doubts, or you have doubts or something. Maybe they have doubts, whatever. Doesn't matter. Let's dig into it. Enough rambling here, Scorpio. You have the Eight of Swords. Clearly, I feel that some of you need to see that there are multiple ways of doing things. I think this is true for basically everyone. It's like the traditional way, the obvious way. Those things are not necessarily going to work right now. We have Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius wants us to be bold, be assertive, but also wants us to, kind of like embrace our crazy ideas, or maybe come up with a unique, unconventional way of being successful, like in our business, or, with our health, or with anything that you're working on. It doesn't matter. And it's like, the Eight of Swords can represent only looking at one way of doing things. So we have just so much astrology that is just the astrology alone. Neptune and Pisces. Neptune and Pisces is just a direct challenge to traditional belief, basically the way things have always been done. Pluto going into Aquarius, as I said, same deal. So, I feel like for most people, it's like if you're doing things the same way that you've always done them, not going to work. If you try something new, unique, different, you're going to be very successful. You have the Death card, you showing up. I feel like you're kind of like in a good space this week. I feel like this month is going to be really good for you, just in general. I feel like you're feeling very independent, taking care of yourself. Again, you might not necessarily want love. For whatever reason, I'm getting love here in this last row. It's like you might not want love to come in and like mess up the day, right? You might be like, I'm kind of like enjoying taking care of myself. I'm enjoying, working on the things that I'm working on and creating my own abundance, or, whatever it is that you're doing, right? And it doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel like you're kind of focused on your skills, or you're focused on a skill. Again, you could be focused on breathing new life into something that is going to make you successful. Like I said, it could be like an old business idea. I always get that for you. I've been getting that for you for a while. But it doesn't have to be a business. It could be like I said, writing a book. It could be a health routine that you've worked on. It could just be something you want to accomplish in your life, like climbing Everest or whatever it is. I don't care what it is, right? I feel that you should embrace it, and I feel like you should kind of like find a way. It's like you might be saying, I'm 97 years old and I want to climb Everest. I bet if you think about it, I bet there's a way you could do it, right? And that it might sound impossible, but if there was ever a time I almost just dropped that entire deck, Scorpio. You've never seen me do that before, right? But what I would say is, again, if there's ever a time where the impossible was possible, it'd be right now. Is it going to be easy? No. Maybe you have to build some sort of special, escape pod to drag your ass up Everest if you're 97 years old. But if there was ever a time you could do it, it'd be right now. With the 8 of Swords, you have the 6 of Swords, big improvements coming in for you after a stuck period of time. So I feel like you're kind of like setting yourself free here. Everything you want, here's the other thing as well, is that the Judgment card is kind of like your solution to this reading. I always say that these coffins in the tarot, they basically represent your old life, and outside the coffin represents your new life. So everything you want is like, in the area of something new. I've been saying since 2020 that everything you want is on the other side of something you've never done before. So it's time to try new things. With the Death card, you have the 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands you have twice here. It is the Wounded Warrior, and I'll show you. You have it twice with the 10 of Swords. So some of you might be a little closed off if you want love. Maybe you want love, but you kind of don't want love. I was kind of getting that feeling. Or you're not sure if you should open up. I would immediately say yes, because that's what I get intuitively. The other thing is that 9 of Wands is a card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. I'm a big fan of experimentation right now. I feel like if you're not experimenting, if you're not trying new, crazy, wild ideas, then you're crazy. Because it's like the weird stuff, the random stuff that is going to work. It's like, people think I'm kidding, but it's like, I'm working on all the businesses that I already have. Plus, I'm working on notyourgrandmaspants.com. I'm working on chrisscatfood.com. It's like I have a million irons in the fire, right? Are any of them going to work? Who the hell knows, right? But I'm trying, right? I'm experimenting. So I do this. I actually do the things that I'm saying. So, I'm a big fan of experimenting, trying new things, and just seeing what works right now, because it's probably not going to be like what you think. If tarot has taught me anything, if this channel has taught me anything, I never in a million years thought I would be doing this, right? First off, I went to school for law enforcement. I was going to be a police officer, and that was my plan, right? And that didn't happen, obviously. Then before I started this tarot channel, I had a business that failed. Then I started another business, and I was just doing this on the side for fun. And at the time I started this channel, nobody had more than 10,000 subs. So this was like 8 years ago now, because I've been doing this forever and now. And, it was never part of the plan. But it's like, once I just surrendered and I allowed it to happen, that's when my channel really took off, like 4 years into the channel, basically. And, it's like, now it is part of the plan, right? So it's like, again, we're living in a time where it's like, maybe you think you're going this way, but you're actually going to go this way, right? With the 9 of Pentacles, you have the 4 of Swords. I feel like you, again, like I said, I got that feeling. I said that on the 9 of Pentacles, where you're kind of just, in recovery mode. Maybe you're in a good place. Maybe you're getting into a good place. Like maybe you're not. Maybe things aren't perfect, but I feel like you're kind of like maybe healing, or you're getting to this place mentally where you're feeling better. So you're kind of like in recovery mode, and there's nothing wrong with that, basically. Next, you have this April card. It says a boost in your sex life, Easter, fertility, sex life, hope. What you work on now will be fruitful. 9 of Pentacles. There's literally fruit on the 9 of Pentacles, grapes. You have the Poverty card. It says financial loss, strain, down on your luck, lack in money, emotional matters. I feel like this is saying this is what you're fearing. You're fearing that if you, kind of breathe new life into something or try something again, that it's going to fail. This could be in love as well. And I kind of feel like this reading is encouraging you to try again. Look, 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands says don't give up. You have the Judgment card, the Queen of Cups, and the 9 of Wands. I kind of feel like this is you, for the most part, showing up in the reading. Doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel like you're showing up in a position of power and strength. I feel like this says you're very intuitive at this time. Queen of Cups, it comes up a lot for pretty much everyone right now, and I mostly feel because there is a certain part of Pluto and Aquarius that I think says you have to follow your heart. It's like you can't listen to what your parents say. You can't listen to what the news says. You can't listen to what I say or anyone else says. You have to listen. There is a part of you that needs to just listen to what your heart says, even if it goes against beliefs or certain ideas or certain plans or whatever. It's like you have to kind of break a mold is what I'm getting off of this Queen of Cups. And we see that here as well with the Judgment card. Judgment card is all about like waking up. You can see that you need to kind of like leave these coffins. This is the after tarot, and those people are being lifted up out of those coffins. So I see a lot of success for you, but again, the success is going to come in through doing things you've never done before. Everything you want is on the other side of something you've never done before. You have the Nine of Wands. I would be experimenting at this time. I would be trying new things, coming up with new ideas, trying things that are unconventional. It's funny because, people always ask me about like starting a tarot channel, for example. And I'm always like, well, number one, it's like there will always be someone who, kind of rises to the top, right? It's just how YouTube works. But number two, it's like there is a lot of competition right now, and so like if I were to do it all over again, like right now, today, I would not like try to do it how everyone else is doing it. I would come up with like some sort of unique idea, like, reading on the top of Everest. I would do my readings like in public, or I would do something like read for celebrities. I think there is a channel, there's a couple of channels actually, that do read for celebrities. I would be doing it in a different way so that you stand out, right? And I'm not saying you can't do it the way I do it. I'm just giving you some examples here. Feel free to steal those ideas, by the way. But what I would say is it's like you got to, I feel like the Nine of Wands is like saying you can't do things the way they've always been done. And this is Pluto and Aquarius. We have to innovate. We have to try new things. Again, look at my channel. I constantly try new things because, just the time that we're in. The people who do it are going to be very successful. The people who don't won't. It's just that simple. So don't be afraid to come up with a unique way of doing something. It's like the easiest way to be successful right now in business, in work, in career, in love. It's like, when you think about it, it's just like, I think everybody needs to look at how love is going right now. It's all going like one direction where everybody, like I see all the, I get recommended all these love videos. I'm not blaming anyone here, but it's like because of all you, I get recommended these love videos that I don't care about. And I've watched some of them and it's like it's like the men blame the women blame the men. And it's just like this, like two people barking at each other. And I'm always like, when are people going to realize that it's like, both sides are stupid and wrong, and it's like everybody just needs to realize that what's going on over here isn't working. Everybody needs to go this direction. We need to try something new, right? Something different. With the Judgment card, you have the Moon card. The Moon is about, I kind of feel like doubts here a little bit, in the sense that this, to me, kind of has an element of risk-taking, because the Chariot driver, he is leaving the city behind him. He is kind of going away from what he has always known. And this whole entire reading is encouraging you to leave the familiar and to go towards the unfamiliar. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Seven of Swords. Some of you could have been in a lying, cheating, stealing situation here with a liar. And so I would be careful of liars at this time, Mercury retrograde. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Ten of Swords. Sorry, didn't switch. With the Ten of Swords twice here, I definitely feel some of you are thinking about at least a past connection with a person who really stabbed you in the back. Haven't I said this to you before? Here, sorry, Scorpio, that I'm about to repeat myself again. But I do feel you could be attracting a person who has been through something very similar. Again, I think that's how you'll know. I think if you're wondering, like maybe you're dating or whatever, it's like, I'm not saying this person spills their guts. I'm not saying that they air all their dirty laundry on like the first date with you. But again, you might meet a person where maybe they kind of say some things where you're like, they went through exactly what I went through. So I'm not saying you mirror each other. I actually feel one thing that will be clear is that this person learned from what they went through. It's like one thing for a person to be like, oh, this person cheated on me and I'm going to fall for it again, right? That's not good. I feel like this person's like, I went through this and I learned from it. There's like a big difference between those two things. And same thing with you. It's like clearly you've learned from the situation as much as it hurt. Right here, Ten of Swords twice. So, I don't know. That's what I get for you. Next, you have this Chaos card. This is awesome. Look at this card. That looks crazy. I feel for, number one, we are in a time of chaos. People who embrace the chaos between now and 2033 are going to be very successful. Mark my words. There are just some things that you're going to need to pay attention to. It's hilarious that the other day I said, like, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but it's like I said to everybody, people were asking me about crypto, right? I said, we have Mercury retrograde coming up. I've just noticed that every time there's a retrograde, crypto goes down, right? And basically what has happened, it went down to a certain point. Literally someone left me a comment that was like, oh, because of all this nerd number stuff, right, it's actually going to go back up. But then it went down further after he left that comment. And again, not picking on this person at all, right? But it's like, I think that we are in a time of chaos, but if you can pay attention to the cycles, the things that are going on around you, you can make a lot of money. Like, what do you think I did when I put that video out, right? I sold everything I had. What am I about to do before crypto starts going back up? I'm going to buy back in, right? So it's like, again, I'm not some genius. I failed math. I've never passed math in my life. I fell on my head when I was 10 years old, right? I have a TBI, and it's like I can barely read. So if I can do it, you can do it. And I feel like this is like the next 10 years between now and 2033, there's going to be some chaos, especially between now and 2027. There's going to be chaos, craziness in the world. I think for people who can like just chill out, who can pay attention to the cycles and everything like that, there's a lot of money to be made, a lot of love to have, a lot of abundance in general to create whatever abundance you want, but you have to pay attention. And you also have to let go of things that are not working. Right here, Ten of Swords, right? So I feel that the only thing that can trip you up is this Ten of Swords, like things that aren't working, things that you're not paying attention to, and like all that other stuff. So I would pay attention to the cycles with the Ten of Swords. I would also, if there's something that you know isn't working for you, I would just let it go, plain and simple. And you're about to step into a new area of success. You have the Chariot. The Chariot is a victory and, some sort of win. But again, he's leaving behind the city behind him behind. Pluto and Aquarius, everybody gets a Chariot. I've never seen the Chariot so much in readings. And, as I have the past few months, the Chariot is all about setting yourself apart. Pluto and Aquarius is literally all about setting yourself apart, not being afraid to be different, not being afraid to be unusual. Look at half the stuff I do. Like, I embarrass myself every single day on social media on purpose. So it's like, do you think I care? No. And you shouldn't either, because that's where the success is. Again, it's like one of those things, like maybe most of your ideas don't work, but the things that do are going to take off. So, don't be afraid to try your crazy little ideas and work and business and your health, whatever. It's going to lead to success. I also feel, going this way, that if you're letting something go, if you're like moving or traveling, I feel like there could be clearly a lot of abundance due to a move or travel. You have the Wheel of Fortune here. There's some sort of improvement is what I'm getting coming in for you. It could be like a turnaround or, I kind of feel like some of you could be making a change, and that change is leading to the turnaround. If you're moving, changing jobs, doing any type of change, you could literally be going from like, maybe you change the gym that you go to. Like, that sounds crazy, but I literally feel like a tiny little change could be very, very helpful for you, or it could kind of remove some of the chaos. I would also, again, we are in a time of chaos. It's just gonna get crazier, right? The stuff that happens in the news and everything like that. Your job is to ignore it, is to not pay attention to the chaos and to pay attention to the things that you can control. If you do that, you will be very successful. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yes, you're gonna have to work on this. Wheel of Fortune, it spins in whatever direction. The wheel is always spinning. We can choose to control the direction that wheel is spinning in with a couple of things. And yes, I'm going to spend some time on this because it's very important. We want to, number one, be at the center of the wheel here. When we're at the center of the wheel can spin in any direction, but we're able to see the good things, the bad things. We're able to take control of things before they happen to us, so we don't get swept up in, the craziness. The other thing is that we can control it with our vibrations, so by putting off positive vibrations, and also through learning. Each one of those signs, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo, they have a book. You can see those angels here. They have a book in their hands. So educating yourself about, anything you want to learn is what you should be doing. That's what's going to lead to success. You have the Eight of Pentacles again, which is work and focusing on what you can control. Again, the thing about chaos, the thing about the stuff that's going to happen in the news, all the tower moments that we're about to see, the collapses, the people getting fired, the people stepping down, it's just going to be more, worse, better, all those words, chaos, pure chaos, right? And we're just going to see more of it. It's just going to start getting more and more intense. But the thing is like, can you control it? Is there something you can do to stop it from happening? Probably not. So your job is to take control of the wheel and control your own destiny, your own life. Here you go. You cannot make this up. With the Chariot, what did I just say? Tower. So there you go. It could be a move. Judgment with the Tower is also the most powerful combination in the tarot. Represents a major wake-up call, major revelation, major something, right? Chaos. So your job is to control chaos. That's really what this reading should be. And if you do that, by the way, this isn't scary. It's like, if you do that, you are going to be very successful. Again, mark my words, by the time we get to 2033, I think we're going to enter into a time, the second half-ish of Pluto and Aquarius. People are going to be like, oh my God, why did I spend all that time worrying about things that were out of my control, right? So it's, again, if you don't worry, if you don't allow it to suck you up, then you're going to be successful. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Definitely a change in your fortunes. I feel like things are turning around for you in a good way. It's like you're entering into a much better time here, Scorpio. At the end, you have this Get Creative card. Creativity wins every single day moving forward. Pretty much everyone gets something about creativity, so I would be as creative as you possibly can. Or if you're working on like creative businesses, creative ideas, there could be success there as well. You have the Empress, the Eight of Wands, and the Six of Cups. I do feel like you could be very attractive at this time. So if you're looking for love, I would get out there in public, although I kind of feel like you're more focused on your own abundance here. We kind of said this with that Nine of Pentacles at the beginning of the reading. I would say anything that you're nurturing, again, she's a very kind, caring, nurturing energy, but she really nurtures things into existence. So whatever you're nurturing into existence, it will be successful, probably pretty quickly. You have the Eight of Wands, and right next to it, Chariot, Eight of Wands. This is a lot of momentum. Both cards represent building up momentum in your life, so I see a lot of success for you here, Scorpio. You also have the Six of Cups. Again, childlike energy. I also feel that some of you could be attracting a soulmate. I feel like it's a new person, not a past person, and I feel like it's a very, kind of like just a very happy connection where the two of you are very happy together. I get some sort of difference, though. It's weird because it's not normally, if I were to say that, for example, in a reading, it's like I would need to see the Two of Cups, for example, or something similar. And I don't see that here, but I do intuitively feel like there's some sort of difference here. Like maybe it's just like not the type of person that you would normally go for. I even get like maybe some of your friends are like, what are you doing with this person? But I feel like they don't know what a good person this person is. So I don't know, take it how it resonates. With the Empress, you have the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. Make sure to focus on your strengths. And that's pretty much all I would do here with the Five of Pentacles. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands, like, what are you waiting for? If you're waiting to get communication from a person, I would just communicate with the Three of Wands. Three of Wands says there never will be a perfect moment to do something. You just have to do it right now. So again, if you're trying to build a business or get into a relationship, whatever you're trying to do, I would make your move now is what this is saying. Don't wait. With the Six of Cups, you have the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction. I do feel like there is something here about kind of needing to wake up, needing to let go of your old story. You have the Eight of Swords twice. So a lot of the energy that's stuck here, I feel, is due to things that have happened in the past. And, I feel like you need to realize that you have much more control than you realize in your life. So it's time to take control with that Wheel of Fortune. Again, I think education, your vibrations, being at the center of the wheel is always a good idea. We're going to pull 5 main themes. You have this Rose card, says romance is in the air. I was getting something about love. It's so weird because I wouldn't actually consider this to be a very good love reading. There's a person doesn't show up here that I can see, basically. Only you show up in this reading and whatever. Again, there could clearly be a connection. You have this Eagle card that says triumph over obstacles. Love it. Much, much better week. I think your last reading sucked, right? There wasn't that much great stuff in it. It wasn't terrible, but it just was okay. And so I feel like things are definitely kind of turning around for you. Really good. You have this Scales card. It says keep your life in balance. I think we kind of alluded to this in this reading. It's kind of like you're balancing things out, and you need to keep balancing things out. I would say if you're working hard, play hard. If you're playing hard, work hard. You have this Broom. It says new home, new attitude. We saw moving. I mean, literally, the Tower can just be a move, especially when it shows up with the Chariot. If you're moving or kind of reinventing your life, I feel there's a lot of success there for you. You have this Gavel. It says involvement with the law. You do have the Scales as well. So if you're dealing with something legal, like a separation, divorce, something like that, I feel like there could be more balance coming into that situation. But this looks really, really good, Scorpio. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.